Welcome to another session of the Amazon Live webinar. So thanks everyone for joining today on time. And then today it's the new seller curriculum that we have and targeted for again like newer seller. All right, so for a seller who just started your Amazon selling journey or who have plans to start, I think this is the right webinar for you. All right, so for those of you who might have already started selling, then this might be some very simple refresher for you if it's still relevant to you, or maybe you have an account for some time back, but you have not been really using your account to work on it to actually think about what you want to sell, then this might be a session where I will go through some demonstration as well during the webinar. Right, so without any further delay, now again, my name is Jin Liang and I will be the host today, and I'm also a trainer here in Amazon. So part of the global selling team, I'm in the seller education team. Right, there's a QR code here. If you are the first time here, you might want to scan this QR code and bookmark it. So it's my own, dedicated resource page where I will share all my webinars. I will share the links to all the other different seller community pages like, Telegram, Facebook, the sell.amazon pages, and other useful resources that I think will be very helpful for sellers who are selling on Amazon. All right, so before that, I just also want to make sure that everyone is in the right webinar. So this webinar is really focuses on seller in the Southeast Asia region who are looking to sell or looking to expand your business to, for example, like the global market like US, North America, Canada, etc. All right, so if you are looking to sell into the Singapore store itself, this might not be very relevant to you as I won't be able to address some of your question that it's pertaining to selling into the Singapore store. All right. This is more for the sellers in the Southeast Asia country to sell into like store in the US, Amazon Canada, Mexico, etc. All right, so some important notice and also some administrative tasks to share here. If you have any question, you can put into the question box on the right-hand side. All right, I think it should be black color on your end as well, your interface. All right, then I'll be able to look at those questions over there. And then I saw there's actually a lot of questions that were shared during the sign up already. Thanks for all the questions. So I will go through each and every of those questions at the end of the session. Right, if I don't have time to finish all the questions, I will continue on tomorrow as well for the day two, because some of those questions might actually be relevant for the other topics. All right, so if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, now is the time after the session. You can go and subscribe so that when I upload any of the webinars, you'll be notified or it will appear on your YouTube feeds. All right, it's our official YouTube channel. Okay, last but not least, remember that you always check into the latest videos if there is any, right? Or if not, you can always refer to our online resources such as the Seller University, Seller Central Help, which will have the most updated information. All right, so last but not least, this is the team I'm in, Seller Education. So just want to shout out that, some of you may not be aware, but Seller University is one of the so-called the learning programs under Seller Education. And then, of course, the one you are attending right now, which is the Amazon Live webinar, is also part of the Seller Education learning program. So we provide free education and training for sellers who are in their different journey of their Amazon selling journey. All right, so for today, especially for newer sellers like yourself, before I continue, just want to share if you are not aware yet or if you are somebody who have not have an account or plan to have an account with Amazon. So we have this promotion that is being extended right now. Right, so there is this $1 fee promotions right now whereby you only pay upfront for USD $1 and you get to use the Amazon professional selling plan slash like a selling account for a total of 6 months. All right, so do take note the rate on the eligibility, whether you are from those respective seller that is listed here. Right, so why is it good? Because typically without this promotion, right, the fee is actually $39.99 per month in USD. All right, and then with this professional selling plan, you will get to unlock a lot of these professional selling tools like a brand store, your A plus content, the product opportunity explorer, which I will do some demo later, and also you can run Amazon ads and also get to enjoy the new seller incentive that we have for new sellers. Right, so take note that this promotion is until the September 30th of this year. All right. All right, now starting. So this is the day one of the day four of the 4-day online curriculum. All right, so the day one is to typically, to share with everyone that you can learn how and what you can sell. All right, so I will go through some of the tools, and then of course, this is a full agenda that you can get. You can download the full detailed workbook from Seller Central via this QR code, or you can get it from the links that I put in the registration page. All right, every of these agenda, day one, day two, day three, day four, there's actually a workbook, so-called, that is developed by our Seller University team that you can go through in a more detailed manner. And then these are the agenda that's covering in the workbook. And obviously, I won't be able to go through every single one of these topic because some of the topic may require some time on your end to figure out, but I will go through the one which I think is really important for newer seller, and then after that you can go on to the workbook and dive further on it. Our first one is probably, why you should sell, or perhaps, why you want to sell in the first place. Like what gets you thinking of you wanting to, expand or to sell on Amazon. So I'm just going to share with you some of the benefits of what, Amazon Global Selling is. All right. So Amazon Global Selling will leverage on the Amazon Global resources, to help selling partners or slash sellers, in short form that we call, to capitalize on the opportunities offered by cross-border e-commerce to develop their export businesses, expand globally and build their brand internationally. All right. So as of the last year, we actually have more than 20 overseas Amazon stores that are available to selling partner. All right, so Amazon store will be things like, the US store, Singapore store, like, Canada stores, all these, some of you may call it countries, but actually it's called, the stores itself. All right, so there's over 20 countries per se, or 20 stores that you can sell in. And then usually I would actually suggest newer seller to, at least for a start, they can focus on the US store, right? Because that has the most number of the traffic, and that has the most number of category that you can sell on. All right, so below are just some of the stats to actually to share, how e-commerce sales has been growing since, 2023. What is the projection of the, potential of e-commerce sales in the coming years? And then how much of e-commerce, versus the total retail sales. Right, the numbers may not be most updated, but that's the most updated that we have, which is the 2023 stats. All right, and then what we see here is that, like I mentioned earlier on, the US store, or rather the US populations, you can see there's, as of 2021, there's actually 332 millions. All right, I'm sure that has grown much more ever since. All right, and in terms of the Prime membership, we have actually about 48%. Right, in the US, there is under the Amazon Prime membership, which actually a paid membership that the customers can actually, or rather, by paying an annual membership fee, they get a faster shipping, and then they get good deals. That is only for the Prime members. All right. So yeah, I mean, Singapore also have the Amazon Prime as well. If you are an audience in Singapore, you might be aware of this membership as well. Right, I saw a lot of questions that actually ask, what can you sell or what to sell. Right, here are some guiding tips for all of you. All right, so you will want to do what we say like product selection. It means that, to think of what are the product that you want to sell. Right, and this is a typical guidelines that we do see our sellers actually went through during their year zero, meaning that they may not have registered yet. right? They will want to try to at least, find a product that they think it's something that has demand in the market, in the store that they are selling into. All right, and then start from the year one, which is the year that they start, when they start registered their account, right? And then even from that point onward, once you start your first product that is selling, typically it may not be, the product that you actually see more sales or more profit from it, right? You may want to expand based on your experience after, selling for a few months. You might see some, demand changes or etc. that after your selling experience, you think that certain product might have more demands, for your target audience. Then you may want to expand your catalog or even add the variations to your products. All right, and then when towards the year two, all right, assuming you actually continuously selling during the year one and then have been doing well, and then up to year two, which is where usually seller will start to expand into new country, selling into new category, all right, and then start to work on more brand building activities to further get your brand out in the global space. All right, and then you also get to introduce better quality products. So that all comes with experience for sure. All right. So what do you actually look for during the selection of the product, right? So it's very important to do your product research, validate your business idea throughout, all right? So new seller may want to look at product that are likely to have strong demand throughout the year. And then seller with more experience, you might want to study some seasonal demand change and your customer consumption habits. Now, again, these are just some tips, all right? It may not be the only way that you can do your product selection. So these are some recommendations. All right, so I would say that at the start, you might want to look for products that are evergreen, meaning that, throughout the year, there will be demands for those products. All right, and then the seasonal one, you might want to, unless you have a very good understanding of the product you're selling. If not, seasonal one might be more challenging for you if you are not experienced in those areas. Right, and then try to, look for products that may not need what we call that, may not need the approvals. All right. So typically things like things that you need to consume. All right. You might need the FDA approval from the US FDA authority. And then children's, products like children toys, you will need this cert called CPC that you will need as well in order to sell children product or product that is targeted for children. All right, and then product with expiry dates, product that you need to apply or consume, those will require approval from the relevant authority. All right, so I would suggest not to start with those, for a seller who are new, but start with those that is recommended in this list over here. Okay, one thing I want to share since we have some time, I'm going to do some quick demonstration on this tool called Product Opportunity Explorer. So there is a QR code over here as well. You can also view it on your free time. We had some very focused Product Opportunity Explorer session to go through with you on how you can use the tool. So today I will just be sharing with you how the tool looks like for those of you who may not have access yet. All right, so let me share my screen right now on the browser. Give me a moment. Okay. All right, I just share my browser. Let me know if you cannot see, huh? Okay, let me go to my browser. All right, this is my Seller University Test account, huh? This is how Seller Central looks like, which is the selling account that you get access to once you are registered. All right, so I'm gonna share with you where you can go to Product Opportunity Explorer. You go to, all right, you go to Growth, and then you go to Product Opportunity Explorer. All right. Hi, I saw somebody on your webcam. Hello. All right, so this is Product Opportunity Explorer. So what you can do with this tool is that you can perhaps search for something that you think you want to sell. All right, if anyone here you want to share with me what you want me to search, you can let me know in the chat or the question box. I can do a short demo on this. Let me see if anybody type anything that you want me to do a quick search. Okay, no. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, then I will just randomly search something. Okay, let's say you want to. Um, I always search for this kind of thing like bottle or water bottle. All right. So you remember to select the right store over here. All right. Okay. Since I searched already, you will not be able to select. So before you search, right, you select the stores. All right. You can have a drop down. Okay. Let me just show you again. Uh, let me see. Oh, from the home page. Hold on. Okay. Yes, over here. Right. Make sure you are searching on the right store. Right. So if you are looking to sell into US, all right, make sure you select US. Right, and then you search for things that for example, you want to sell, you think water bottle is something that you want to sell there. All right, then you might want to look at the data. I will do a very brief overview. All right, so over here you can see what are the top search terms, right? You can actually sort it based on the number of top click products, right? What are the search volumes, all right? What are the growth? These are depending on the past 180 days. Also, if you want to see, okay, this is in the past 360 days, all right? These search terms has come up, 54, I think it's 54 millions times of the search term for these top search terms. All right. And then you can also see how many units are sold, right? And then average unit sold, etc. What is the return rate is even here, and what is the average price? So this can help you for your initial pricing gauge to see whether or not you think based on the product that you can source, the price that you can sell, and plus the logistic amount, are you able to make a good, healthy margin from it? But you can download the data to further dissect, for those of you who are more analytical. Of course, you can do more than viewing this data. You can do multiple sort by downloading the data. It will be the Excel form, right? And then you can also further deep dive into each of these. Like if you click on the word, all right, it will tell you, okay, this is the niche that I'm looking at, right? This is something that I shared earlier on, the first row, right? And then there are more things that you might want to dive further. All right, these are the individual search terms. And then there is this insights. All right, something interesting will be, I think this is new. Purchase driver is new, right? You can look at the trends on the last 7 days. Is the trend been going downwards, etc. Right, I think customer review is something you want to read on more, like what is the negative or positive things about the product. So you can take this idea, this customer review insights tab here to look at the negative, sorry, to look at the negative feedback, the negative reviews. Is that something that you can actually make it better? Right? Let's say if you see that, right, what are the negative topics here? All right, so based on this, right, it says the leak, it kind of leaking, the lid screws onto the border. All right, so after a few weeks, so depending on what are the products, you might want to see if that is something you can make it better. So it looks like a lot of the negative review for this particular niche is about the leaking. So if you are able to develop a product that doesn't leak or even something along the line, and then this is something you want to also showcase if it's your unique selling point on your listing, that might actually help people to make a better informed purchase and get them to actually get your product compared to your competitor's product, right? So you can see these are all the negative review, right? So you can actually quickly look at whether or not there are things you can improve, all right, or even the positive one, whether there are things or feedback here that you think you can make it even a stronger selling point of your product. All right. All right, so return is something new. Let me see. All right. So return can let you see what is the return reason. All right, the typical reason that is being returned. All right. Most of the time you can see it's color. right? Interestingly, yeah, so you can, dive deeper and look at the different product, right? Is it because the color doesn't match what they see, or whether the color kind of runs off, after a few washes, the color, or could be the exterior of the product changes, etc. That is something you can see most of the time, like 27% our product return is due to color. All right. Okay, let me see what is this purchase driver thing. Okay, so like what they mentioned here, all right, these are the feature that is shown that has an impact on the unit sold. Right, so something you can use it. All right, so beside this, you can search for ASIN as well. All right, so if you know of a particular product or your competitor, etc., that you want to focus on, you can also search for it, right, using the ASIN, the ID of that product, and you can see all this detail as well. Okay, let me go back. All right. Okay, I'm back to the PowerPoint. So I hope that gives you an idea that what you can use on the product opportunity to find the product that you want to sell. Right, the next question a lot of people would like to find out is actually the cost, right? I saw a lot more question regarding the cost as well. So how much is it that you actually need to sell on Amazon? All right, so you can see there are the typical costs over here, the product selection, all right. You might need to have certain costs like, get a sample, etc. Might take some costs. Or you want to do a brand registration, right, to protect your brand. Again, optional but recommended. All right, and then your cost of shipment to the fulfillment center and the storage, right, and also how much you need to promote your product, etc. Right, so these are all the typical fees I will go through as well in the next few slides. All right, this is just to let you see. Right, so typically this is more like give you a better understanding on, where your profit stands after factoring in all these costs, fulfillment costs, selling fee, your cost of goods, storage fee, etc. All right, so this is the what I mentioned earlier on, but in a more detailed level. So the plan itself, right, is $39.99 USD for the professional selling plan. But you can see earlier on, I mentioned there is a promotional fee now, $1 USD for 6 months. All right, so it's a good time to leverage the promotions. All right, so let's say if you do not use the professional selling plan, there is an individual plan as well, which is free. However, the difference is that for every item that you sold, there will be an additional 0.99 cent USD. Right, so if you are actually selling about 40 items per month, it would be around, $39.99 USD already. Then it wouldn't make sense for you to use individual plan because you will get lesser feature, right? Okay, so the product cost, you need to factor in, how much is your manufacturing cost, etc. Everything takes into account your typical return rate as well as the sunk cost. Right, and then for every product, depending on what category you sell, there will be a so-called the referral fee, the Amazon referral fee, right, which can range from 8% to 15%. Right. So on the logistic and transport part, later I will show a demo as well. You can do some calculation on your end. All right. So you want to think whether or not do you want to use your own first mile logistic partner, or doing your own self shipping to the customer. But you need to take note that you are actually selling to customer, for example, in the US. Right? Unless you are in the US, you might need to arrange a more complicated logistic for you to send your product overseas. All right. So another way you can use is the FBA, which I'll go through as well. The other one would be like operating costs. Typically, like you might need to run promotions, advertising on Amazon or even off Amazon if you have your own off Amazon social media page, etc. You might want to take into that account. And then at the same time, applying for a trademark is more recommended so that you have any form of protection in case you have a good selling product and somebody were to try to hijack a listing and sell similar things like yours. All right, this is a demo, okay? Just a short, not short, but just a demo for you to understand typically. All right, so you might want to do your own differentiated calculation based on your product. All right, so this is just to share how a typical listing is, and then this is like selling apparels like, t-shirts, etc. Right, so you can, in a similar fashion, do your own kind of, Excel table or something to let yourself gauge whether is it worthwhile to sell certain product. Right now, example, you are selling that shirt that you've seen earlier on for $14, 99 cents. All right, then you want to factor in, how much is your product cost per unit, and then the selling plan. All right, if you are using the individual plan or if you are using the professional selling plan, you want to factor that in as well. All right, this example is showing the individual plan. All right, and then how much is your first mile shipping? And if you're using FBA, what is the fee like, etc. over here. Right, and then in the end, you want to see, how much of a profit that you actually get after deducting all these other costs that will incur, and you can see whether or not does this margin make sense for you to actually feel like you are spending your time well to get a good profit margin. All right, do take note that this is an example. Your situation may actually vary differently depending on what is the product you are selling and what is the product category. Your referral fee may be different from over here. Okay, I'm going to show right now a demonstration on where you can get the calculator for you to do calculation on the cost of it. All right, let me show you. Okay, I'm going to go back to the same, let me see, to the same browser early on. Okay. All right. Okay, you can get the calculator. If you do not have access, that's fine. You just search for FBA revenue calculator. So you don't need an account to access it. But the difference is if you have an account, the calculator will know whether or not you are using an individual account or professional selling account, and then the 99 cent USD will appear there accordingly. Right, so over here you see you can actually continue as guest, all right, or you can sign in if you have access. All right, so this is I'm going to use this as a guest, so assuming that you don't have an account. Right, so this is how the revenue calculator will look like when you first reach this page. Different function over here or different tab. Okay, you can either search for the catalog, right, define product or estimate in bulk. Or you can play around with these. I will usually go with search product catalog, right? Okay, so this you can either search the product itself. If you know there is a particular product that you want to sell or a similar product, then they will save you time from filling up the other information just for a quick start. So since just now we are showing water bottle, I'm just going to use water bottle. Okay, I think, let me see. Do I have to? Okay, let me search bottle. Do I have to search this? Maybe it's that word is too detailed. All right, so okay, bottle. You can see all the bottle came out, milk bottle or whatever bottle came out. Sorry, I'm sorry, I pressed too fast. Okay, let me go back. I'll go to just bottle. Okay, yeah, you might want to press the search a few times. Don't know why today I have this issue. Now, assuming we're going back to just now the example, and then we want to sell bottle, all right? Just take example. Okay, example, this is the maybe this is a bottle I want to sell, huh? I'll just select this as the um, a similar bottle that I want to sell. Why? Because it will help me put in a lot of the things like the dimension. Assuming I'm selling a similar bottle like this, or the dimension will be in there already. All right. If not, you can define your own product dimension. All right. Now coming back. Okay. Now you can put your own item price. Item price is the price that you are going to sell it on Amazon. All right. So there are two parts. One is if you are using Amazon fulfillment. The other one is if you have your own logistic provider or partner that you can use to ship it to the US, then you can use this to do a comparison between what's the cost if you're going to use your own fulfillment partner compared to what's the cost you're going to incur for using Amazon fulfillment. All right. Right, you put in the detail as much as possible, and then usually I will advise you to put in more buffer. Sorry, I think today the connection here is pretty choppy. Let me try again. All right. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Right. So I would say you can try on your end. It might not be that choppy as what I experienced today. I don't usually get this issue, but we search another product, huh? All right. Okay, one more try. If not, we will try later before we end. All right. All right. I think there's some search issue back end. We'll try later. Okay, let me just try one last time. Okay. Okay, we will come back and try later. I think there are some issues. If not, okay, let me try this inside one last time. Don't know, is it because I'm not logging in? But anyway, I don't think it's an issue with it, but let's try again. This is even weird. The image didn't even appear. Okay. Anyway, I think there are some issue with these searches here, but I will just go through the inputs here. Generally the inputs here is you put in your item price that you're gonna sell. Right. The rest typically I'll just put one. All right. You can put more, but I would usually gauge it for just one item to make it easy to understand. All right. Okay, the rest you can just use default for now. There will be some other region because of the different fee, but you can just use the default one, right? And then you put your estimated shipping cost, how much it takes for you to perhaps ship one product in there. Then what are your different other costs that you want to factor in? This one really depends on your experience, etc. And your logistic provider, how much they can provide you. All right. Right, you can see if I put in like this, right, I actually incur the negative net profit. All right, so the whole idea is you should go and play around with this, right? Those input about money, you can actually put it in, right? These are the inbound fees. It's actually fixed depending on the region you select, so you don't have to do anything, but you just put at the west for now, right? The rest you will factor in, what is your cost that you need to ship it into the fulfillment center, and then miscellaneous costs will be other things like perhaps you needed labeling, etc., from your supplier, or your supplier quote you some other costs that you want to factor in, and then the cost of the goods sold, right? The actual cost of the goods, right? Then you can factor in how much you need to sell your product to see whether or not the profit margin makes sense to you for your business. Right, the next one is over here is you put everything similar to what you put on the Amazon fulfillment, so that you know whether or not the Amazon fulfillment makes sense, because you see over here Amazon has a fee here, which is the referral fee. All right, when you click on it, it will tell you how they actually calculate the fee. Right, this fee category is under home and kitchen. Right, so home and kitchen is about 15%, the referral fee, so it's about $7.50. All right, and then the fulfillment fee. All right, this is the FBA fulfillment fee. You can click on this as well, it will tell you, all right, how the fulfillment is calculated. All right, so earlier I mentioned if you click a similar product, you don't have to fill up the dimension unless you know the dimension. If not, you can just do a estimation, and then always put in more buffer so that you can get a more, I wouldn't say more accurate, but you won't give a very narrow estimation. Give yourself a broader estimation so you can see whether it makes sense for you or not. Yeah. Okay, let me see what other feature here. There's a comparison chart, right? Right, okay, so you can add another column if you have different fulfillment partners or different fees. You can do more comparisons on this. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the slides now. All right. All right, the next one I want to cover is regarding the importance of the branding, right? How it is very crucial to differentiate yourself from the rest of the seller or the rest of the products on Amazon, all right? So you can highlight your key, competitive or characteristic of your brand, and then it also definitely help to increase sales, help seller improve conversions. I know some of the question that was shared. I think some of you asked, how to get more sales, how to get more traffic, etc. So branding is definitely one of the things that you need to work on. You can't just list some product there and expect the sales to come in themselves. All right, you need to actually build up a strong branding for the product. All right, and then with the Amazon Brand Registry, which is to help to protect your brand, you can prevent any form of infringement. Right, so if anybody were to try to sell your product, you can actually take down the listing. Right, avoid certain risks and protect your product IP. Right, so this is what Amazon Brand Registry has. So once you're enrolled into Amazon Brand Registry, you actually get unlocked to a lot of the brand building features. All right, these are the branding roadmaps. We'll go through individual here. All right, so you get access to things like the brand analytics. It helps you to understand your demographic profile of your own brand as well as your competitor. All right. And then with the enrollment of brand registry, you also get to unlock the A plus content, the Amazon store. So the brand store is like your own website, that you can have in Amazon. So once you have a brand store, you could have like amazon.com/ your brand name, and that will direct your customer directly to your brand store, which has all your products. All right. It's essentially like, having your own e-commerce website in Amazon.com. Right, that is available once you enroll in the Amazon brand registry. Right, and then again, you can also run sponsor brands, sponsor display. They are very powerful Amazon ad solutions, and also participate in the deal and during the Prime days. Yeah, there are other good features like the what we call over here brand exclusive discount, brand analytics, buy Amazon buy, where you can get reviews from your customers. All right, so that will actually help to kickstart your new products if you don't have a review yet using Amazon buy. Right, so other tools available will be Amazon Live, Post, and Follow. So Post is a little bit like the Instagram thingy where customers can actually scroll through their feeds on the Amazon app and then can see your products posts appearing, and then they can follow your brand store, right? And then Amazon Live, I think now it's only available in the US. It's like live streaming. You can sell your product through live streaming. All right, and then the most important part I feel is the brand protection, right? Because this will prevent any listing manipulation, etc. And then it also comes with certain automated protection for your product listing. All right, so the comparison here with or without a brand. Let me see if it's too small. Can I zoom in? Okay, I can zoom in. All right, so you can see there's actually quite a bit difference in terms of how your listing could stand out with or without a brand, right? Your product display format, right? With a brand using A plus content feature, etc., you can build the multi-format listing with the content, videos, promoting your stores, etc. Right? Without a brand, you can only put a simple text only format. Right, and then these are the other features I think I shared earlier on, the brand analytics tools, brand protection, etc. So if you don't have a brand, your product, when people search for it, will appear as generic. Right, so honestly, it doesn't give a lot of confidence when people see that, oh, this product is listed as generic, because it's not tied to any of the brands, right? So there will be very little in terms of what, branding, perception, etc. when they see that, oh, this product is under generic. All right. All right, and then you will not have access to feature that can keep your loyalty customers, such as the polls, etc. Or you can't even run experiment as well. You can do A/B testing of your product title, etc., which is not available if you are not brand registered. So actually, branding is really important if you're going to, in the long run, for your Amazon selling journey. All right, this is the end of the day one. Just going to give you a few key takeaway before we go on to the live questions, huh? All right, so today we talk about, what to sell, things you need to do when you're doing your research. There are tools available like Product Opportunity Explorer to research some of the product keyword, customer reviews, and there are things like the FBA revenue calculator to let you assess, whether or not the cost of your product compared to the selling fees that you're going to incur on Amazon, whether does it make a profit for you even to consider selling, right? And then how to sell, which is the fee, and then consider the brand benefits, because usually seller who actually thinking on the long term would also at the same time start doing their brand registration, setting up, getting a trademark, etc., while they are setting up their listing, etc. Yeah, last but not least, those tools I share with you, you can actually access it. For Product Opportunity Explorer, it's only for the professional selling plan. So, once you take advantage of the free promotions, the $1 USD fee promotion, you can access the tools once your account is being approved. All right. And then Amazon Brand Registry is free to register. It's an Amazon feature. However, you need to have your own trademark first to be able to register in Amazon Brand Registry. Right. So that trademark thing is something that you can either engage your own trademark, what we call trademark agency to help you, or in Amazon we have this IP accelerator, which has a list of the service provider that can help you with your trademark. Right, last but not least, these are some of the webinars that we have this month. All right, so the first 4 days, which is the day one to day four, and then there are other webinars that if you think is relevant for you, you might want to join as well. Okay, I'm going to go through the live question right now. I will go through the question that I get from the registration form.